You're very close to the camera.
Yeah, I'm actually not quite sure why that is the case. I'm in my usual. Also, I don't want to background. Let's just see what. Choose a different background here. Why doesn't it want to change now? Maybe it doesn't change when it's in progress.
Oh, maybe you have to take the recording off. Oh, no, there you go. There, it's changed.
Ah, there we are. Okay. Yeah.
You're still very close. I can only see, like, from below your nose down.
Okay. Not sure why it doesn't want to close. I can't take it away now. Come on, man. That was that didn't do that. Now it shuts itself down. Anyway, that's fine. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is there, what that background is now. But it can stay. Okay. No sense in fiddling. I see the recording's on. Yeah. So, tell me about your new theme. I liked it. Okay.
The new topic.
New topic. Yeah.
Not trying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed listening. I think it made a lot of sense.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
I didn't think it made any sense at all.
No, it did. You see, when you looked at the title and you started, and you started well because, I think everybody, including myself, thought, okay, what was you say? Stop doing anything, was it?
Stop trying.
Stop trying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop trying. And I thought, I wonder what he's at with that. Okay, and then it made sense. Okay, I actually put a comment on your YouTube as well.
Okay, I'll have to look.
Yeah. I normally put a comment on actually.
Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of spiritual sense, and
yeah, where I want to sort of go with it, I think, is talk about being maybe spontaneous. I think one of the challenges that we've all been conditioned to, particularly if you've got a business background, is like everything's got to be planned out. Like we've got to have a 50-year strategic plan, and we want to try and map out the universe, and we want this and we want that and we want everything else. Whereas when you think about it, particularly like within the context of a creative society, it's really the reverse, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
makes sense. Yeah.
It's really about being open to what turns up and making sure that you're in the best place you can be to respond to whatever turns up, rather than trying to. Well, I think that's what consumerism is all about. It's about trying to manipulate people's behaviour and trying to provide predictable outcomes for the future, particularly for the salesperson, or the entrepreneur, or so called.
Yeah.
And I just sort of it was still just an embryo of an idea, so I've sort of thought, oh, well, I'll just start it and just see what happens, and then work it up from there. So
yeah, and then what you preach.
So anyway, we'll see what happens. It might fall flat on its face.
Okay. Yeah.
So what about you? What's your next little topic?
I'll stay with the nerves. Although I am having a whole sort of rethink and discussion and about the first topic in actually what now type of thing. And I was chatting to Sue about it yesterday and this morning, also just get her input, because I've got a database that I had when I was in South Africa, and I've been sending emails through that, every fortnight or thereabouts, sometimes more frequent, but never, often a week, every weekly. Then yesterday I came to the, but why? That's my big questions these days is why? Why am I doing it? I mean, I'm not selling a product, and what's the purpose of it? And
So what
there is
conclusion
no
did you come
purpose.
to? No,
There's no purpose. There's no purpose. Okay. There's no why. I can't answer why to it, and so therefore, why keep it going? Okay. Life has changed for me. When I was in South Africa, I used to sell products, and most of those people on the database are South Africans. And you could courier them some supplements or something. What I was doing, and but now, a percentage of them are opening the emails, and a percentage of that are clicking on links that are supplied, and it's sort of like an average. When you look at statistics, and you Google statistics for how many people open your emails and click on links. So it's sort of the norm type of statistic of doing it.
Maybe the question you should be asking is why are they still interested in it rather than making it about you?
And what would, it's still, all my emails are sort of indirectly linked to alternative health. Okay. And so, and then every now and again I throw in maybe a business email or something like that. And the business emails get opened the least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation. I told you the last time we chatted. There was one particular article or email I put through that was 10 times more open, and so I guess you can't ask why because you don't know. But the facts are the facts are the facts, and so certain emails, certain type of emails get opened more than others. But anyway, so coming back to yours, I was thinking, stop trying, and what this company, as I told you at the last interview we had, was Get Set Up. Okay, had approached me through Upwork, and now I'm going ahead with them here in Australia.
Okay. Oh, fantastic! Oh, good.
Yeah, and it's basically my first lesson is tomorrow, and that's the basics of Zoom. Okay, and this whole week is a testing week because there are 3 of us that are what they call guides. Okay.
Yeah.
And
so how many sessions do you have to do?
It's not about how many sessions you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. And on your dashboard that they give you, you lay out what hours you can do it, and then separately what hours you can't do it. And so they gave me the topic, Zoom basics, and then the following day I've got Facebook basics, and then the following day is Zoom advanced, which I've got to do some homework on,
Mm.
because I'm not a sort of Zoom player. I was actually going to suggest, I need to thought of it now, that we'd have our conversation rather on Zoom, and then I can fiddle a little bit with it. But anyway, from next time maybe.
Okay.
It might be a bit too late.
Mm.
My advanced one is coming before the end of the week.
Mm.
Yeah, and I also thought, I don't. Is it something that you would like to do, perhaps?
I don't know. Haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, because they're launching in Australia, and they're looking for people now, or guides, all the time, and they're asking us who have come on board, to find more guides too. So.
Mm.
Um,
So what sort of topics would
I'll send
you?
you the.
Mm.
Well, the interesting thing is, they have some of their own standard type topics, but they encourage you to make suggestions to them and give them an overview of the topic that you would like to talk about. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and assuming you're not treading on political or religious toes or whatever, then apparently they will approve it. And then it can be a one-off, or it can be a series. Okay, and each one lasts an hour, and so you're not encouraged. Well, you may not exceed the hour, okay, but you're also not encouraged to go too much less than the hour. So if you sort of finish what you're going to say in 45 minutes, you can't stop. You've got to. It's a live interaction on Zoom, so everybody there, will are able to mute and unmute their microphones and ask questions and.
So do they like guarantee you a certain number of participants or anything, or like you're not likely just to sort of log in and talk to yourself, are you? Or
Yeah, I guess you could. Okay, but the answer is they get people in. Okay, and they have their own marketing strategy. And they launched. They're quite big in America. So I've been to listen to some of the trainers or guides in America, and to see how it goes. And the one support person here, who Stacey, who lives in Sydney, she was telling us just a few moments ago that she was experimenting. When you set up a lesson and so on, it goes onto the main website, as well as there's going to be. There isn't yet that there's going to be an Australian website, but the main website, wherever you look at it from, okay, it shows your time.
okay, yeah.
So when Americans looked at Stacey's experimental one, it was like she just called it a social, because they have quite a lot of socials, because people like socials apparently.
Yeah.
And she just asked 4 or 5 of her friends to join so that she could get the feel of the whole thing, and an additional 8 Americans joined with that. And so she said it was a whole turnaround. So you see that the time then, I think she said, was 8 o'clock in the evening for this bunch of people, okay, in America. So one's going to get Americans already. So you're going to be part and parcel of that. So yes, you can make your own topics. They can be approved. You get set up. Basically, what hours you're available.
How about doing a topic on stereotypes?
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I think you would enjoy it, and I think it really fits in with our plans as we move forward. It's live, and only the people who attend the meeting can get a copy of the recording.
Yeah.
So it's not for other people out there who didn't attend. and they can comment and rate you, and you can do little surveys with them, and so forth. So,
So
now,
did you have in mind any particular sort of topic themes that you thought you might pursue, or?
well, remember, Don, is that they approached me, and I really didn't know much about them. Okay, and they gave me sort of a brief. I thought it was a very general sort of blurb. It turns out that that's what it is. Okay. And they seem to be quite well backed as far as technology is concerned, and their back office and their dashboard, and you get a special email. You create your email address for them, a unique one, and they like mine is michaelgetsetup@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, they need that get set up. Whether you put Don in front of it or Apple, it doesn't really make any difference. Because that then becomes your unique email address to get into their back office, and also for them, for their technology to be able to gather people's names. And anyway, you click one button finally, and it launches through them and through Zoom, through their Zoom. And so you A for away. So that's all done, and then you asked me a question. Well, what sort of topics? Because I haven't thought about it, and I'd like to do quite a few, because my sense is the universe has dropped this in my lap.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yep. No, that sounds good. Yeah.
And I'm doing things I like. I like to video. I like to train, teach. I like to speak to people. Okay, and it came up so interesting. If you don't expect it, but if you go back and listen to my first three theme, the first three audios on the one theme.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, because this hadn't arrived yet when I did the first one.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
And
you described it to a T. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely to a T. I mean, and I still said to Sue after that first video, this is probably what Don and I are going to be doing with the alternative life. Just this. And but anyway. So, and it's arrived, and that's why I'm thinking about, if I can't answer the question why with my database or anything else that I'm doing, even the ebooks, okay, why am I doing the ebooks, okay, because with this I'm going to research and I'm going to write, okay, and then I'm going to present it to somebody, okay. Or to a class. You can do individuals as well. They allow individuals in some cases, but one-on-ones. But usually it's a class, and usually there's 8 to 20 in the class.
Sounds very similar to your Saturday afternoon.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. They were very interested in hearing about that when I told them as well. It is similar, except I expect because it's English to English, far more interaction. And understanding, and whereas the other is very slow paced, very waiting for responses and things like that. So, but yes, it's very much like that. So I'm thinking, why the ebooks? Okay, why the database? Okay, the universe has thrown into my lap. And so be it. And there's actually something else that was thrown into my lap as well. It's from California. It's a university, online university, called Ayala or something. And one of them, unknown to me, well, yeah, unknown to me, got onto my database,
Oh, okay.
and they were getting an email, and the email that they sort of replied to in order to approach me was about diabetes too. Okay, and they said we're doing a conference at the university in January, and we'd like to interview you and have your opinion on diabetes too. And remember, it's an online thing, and we'd like to, play your video during the conference. Okay, so okay, backwards and forwards, and thinking, why? And the only reason I could come up with is that I didn't try for it. I didn't ask for it. Okay, and who am I to deny the universe something that they've thrown at me? Okay. Maybe the why can be answered after the event or in a year's time. And the only thing they require from me is some sort of ebook giveaway, okay, that they can. So,
Well, you've pretty much got that already, haven't you?
yes, I have. I can tweak. I've got a number of ebooks, so I'll just focus one of them a little bit more. They need it. They're going to interview me on Wednesday, day after tomorrow, at 7 a.m. my time, and then I've got to to send them bios and things like that. And
sounds like a really strong congruence with all of those things. So, like your Saturday afternoon, initiative, the get set up one, and now this. I mean, they're all very much in the same theme, aren't they? So.
Aren't they just? Okay. And I'm now walking the dogs this morning. I was saying to Sue, because I really, when I went to bed last night, I was going to say to them no, okay, because the angle is, whatever product I'm selling, I'll get great exposure because, there are going to be about 350,000 people involved in this convention or training, and all of them will be getting emails.
Wow.
I said, well, yeah. So I said, well, I don't have any products to sell. Since I left South Africa, I don't have any products, and at the same time, this gets set up as. I think that's probably what I want to do. I mean, their interview is just a one-off, okay, and yeah, to share my journey on self-healing, that's fine. I can do that with an emphasis on the diabetes too. But then this morning I thought, let the universe send it to me. Let me do it. Let's see what comes of it.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no downside to it. Yeah, for sure.
There's no downside to it. I don't have to pay anything, nothing like that. Okay. So
no, go into it and see what happens, and learn from it. And, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Okay, great. I'm glad you said that. It's like reassuring. But I really want you to have a look at Get Set Up.
Yeah, sure.
And I'd like to put you in touch with probably there are two support people in Sydney. One's a technical, Gabby Saws, and then there's Stacey somebody another, who are setting up Australia. And they haven't launched yet. This week is like a trial launch, just to get people on board and so on. So you can join in any of the trial ones too. I mean, you can listen to me on Zoom tomorrow at not on Zoom, but you can send an input. It's what's the day? Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Mine is 8 o'clock in the morning, which will be 11 o'clock Sydney time. in the morning. I don't know what your time, probably 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 So, I don't even have the link yet. They still only got myself registered properly because I had problems with my email, which we had to sort out. But by probably tomorrow morning or maybe tonight, I'll have the link to that, and I'll send you. Then you just click on the link, and when the time comes, you in on the room.
Okay.
So yeah, I would really, if you can make that, please me know him, because then I've got somebody I can rely on for feedback.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Otherwise, failing that, Wednesdays at 12 o'clock my time. That would be in the afternoon. Then what's it? 3 hours.
2 hours, yeah. So it'd be 2 o'clock, yeah.
2 o'clock your time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they said they might change the time by the time we had a long chat this morning on Zoom. So
Okay.
it's still all experimental, and
Mm.
so we'll see. But once the class has been set, that's set, because then the Americans see it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've got quite a following in the US, have they?
I don't know.
Mm.
I gather they do have, from comments that we passed in meetings and things like that. And so yeah. And basically, they constantly, in order to attract people, they give free, they call them classes, okay? Free classes. And they get their money from people buying into the concept. So, you can either pay X amount for one class, or you pay maybe double that, and then you could have 4 classes in a month, okay? Or you pay more and you get an unlimited number of classes, something like that, okay? I actually don't know how I'm not sure that even the support people in Sydney quite know it yet.
Yeah.
But it's also exciting that it's new, and it's new here, but it's been proven in America.
No, it sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Their next launch is going to be. Oh, they've also just launched in India, but because the owners are Indian, I've got a pretty staunch idea that that is the case. And then, but
So
also
it's almost like like an interactive TED talk, almost, isn't it? So
yes, that's a good description of it. Yeah, but interactive. See, TED talk isn't interactive.
No.
Yeah. And except you sitting in the comfort of your office chair, and you've prepared for it, and and you can decide on the subjects, basically. I mean, the company will also ask you, I'm sure, to do like they've asked me to do the basics of Zoom and advanced in Zoom. I just assumed it was a strategy on their part to make sure I understood how Zoom works.
Yeah.
But they've also given me Facebook, which not my love, but we'll move along, and it gives me time now to start thinking about subjects.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do stereotypes, Don.
I was only being
No,
flippant.
not the emotion that I got from the Russians. Just imagine the stereotypes of sort of non-Christians, and it's all the time, So I will, yeah. But I think between you and I, we've got lots of topics we can go into.
That sounds good.
But I'll send you their website. So before I'll send you both. I'll send you Stacey's and their website, and then you can have a look. But it would be great if you joined as well.
Okay, we'll have a look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds very good. It's sort of ironic, isn't it? The whole thing is almost like a case study on the start of the discussion I had today. It's about, as you said,
Yes.
there's a bit of spontaneity about it, and it's about preparing yourself for what might turn up, So, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not something that will turn up, you
Mm,
see. But if
mm.
you keep trying to make it turn up, then it won't. You
It
close the
doesn't.
door.
That's right.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. Mm,
So
mm,
yeah, I was saying that in those first topics, Um, so so yeah.
mm.
Uh, did you
Mm.
listen to my latest one, the third one on uh, where I was saying what a nerve
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I
these
did. I thought it
companies have
was,
got.
yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
That
Mm.
was spontaneous. Well, it's all spontaneous, but it's
Well, that was
uh,
about the olive oil. Was that the one?
about the what?
Olive oil? Was that the one?
Yes. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, 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 no. Yes, it was. Yes, it was
yeah,
about the olive oil. Yes, it was.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and
Mm.
yeah, um, interesting.
Mm. It is interesting, and it's sort of, in some respects, sort of, in my mind anyway, highlights the magnitude of the shift that needs to occur, So, mm,
And that shift, seems to be
mm.
happening for us now.
Seems to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
Um, I'm just so amazed, and grateful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, that's good. Yeah. And
yeah.
I like the format of your little chats too, out in the garden. I think it's a great environment. And I was sort of deliberately listening in that last one to see, like, with background noise and that, and I didn't find any distractions as such. I think it was still quite focused on what you had to say, So,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
so I thought it was good. Mm,
Thanks. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
I think it sort of creates a nice sort of atmosphere sitting out there amongst all the plants.
Yeah, it's nice, and I genuinely do have coffee there. So,
Yeah,
uh, yeah, but I don't drink much when I'm actually doing the video. My mind's elsewhere. I forget about my coffee actually,
yeah, yeah,
but that doesn't matter. It's just a bit of fun. The coffee, I think.
yeah. No, I think it
It-
makes it very personal. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And, yeah, the one the pre was I did a take over a little bowl that I'd bought in Bali with some cacti in it. Um, and at our market, our weekly market here, there was a lady that will create these little gardens for you.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
we gave her our bowl and the
Mm,
wood that goes under the bowl. You'll see it when you look at the video. And
mm.
then we bought two gnomes and put them into the cacti and the succulents. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bowls don't hold much water. So that was, yeah, that's also just arrived the day before that I did my video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's good.
yeah,
So it's all falling into place for you, even smallest detail. It's all falling into place.
yeah. But I think for you too, eh?
Mm.
And yeah, I think uh, I think we're going to move forward in a new way in 21.
Mm. So in terms of the like, what's your direct experience as to what's happened in the last little while, do you still think that there's a stage where you sort of create an intention? I mean,
Uh, yeah, that's really a good question, Don.
mm.
Um, because I know what your subsequent question is. If I said yes, you'd say why. Um,
No, not
so,
necessarily why. No, no, not necessarily
no,
why. But I just sort of, because this is the paradox of it, isn't it? Is that if you're trying not to force an outcome, if you're trying to be extremely responsive, is there still a step at the beginning where you create the intention? And my sense of it is yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it's not, the intention is not perhaps couched in terms of what you want the outcome to be. Basically, you're just saying, I've got an aspiration to, train or educate or, change people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Sorry, I'm interrupting you there, but that intention has no outcome. Okay, it doesn't answer any of those questions when you're setting goals, and it's very broad. Like mine is I want to research and write and train. Okay, I had training in on my intent, and so that was the broadness of it. Okay, not writing alternative health, not researching alternative health. It was just researching and writing, and videoing I love doing, and training I love doing. So there was definitely an intent out there, but with no indication of what it might be, what it might manifest into.
Yeah. So there's that famous saying about be careful what you wish for. So I guess there is still a need then, is there, if that's the right way to describe it, in terms of how you go about creating that intention, so it's, because otherwise you just confuse the hell out of the universe if you keep on creating a different intention.
Yeah, it's definitely not, don't relate it, in my opinion, to a wish, okay? It's not. A wish is for something specific. It's a tangible. An intent is a direction, a broadness of, and you could have looked back and say, I've enjoyed training, and I'd love to continue training. Or I enjoy researching and writing. Maybe researching, writing, and training could So but there's nothing there that's a wish.
No.
Okay.
It's almost like just sort of opening up a landscape of possibility, isn't it? So.
Well, it is a possibility that eliminates everything else, basically. Okay. So it's almost like you're creating some sort of dome, and that's the dome I'd like to be in.
Yeah, but it does need to have some sort of definition to it, because there's no point just sort of sitting there and saying, "Oh God, show me what to do."
No, that's different. Yeah, you must never request to be shown what to do. I think that's trying again, to use your thing. That's trying. No, you mustn't try. Okay, and you mustn't wish for something. Okay, but if you are drinking coffee and day after day, and you're contemplating things, you think, I so enjoyed the last 20 years with doing this, and I enjoyed doing that, and all you're doing is contemplating and having coffee, and you think, oh, I can't stand doing this, and so these sort of very broad concepts that you enjoyed doing, sort of get formulated into an intent, or an intention, and an intent. It's not something that is going to manifest. In fact, like the stuff has done right recently now that we've just been discussing about, it comes as a surprise. I didn't know that this type of company existed.
No, exactly right.
So you couldn't wish for something you didn't know existed.
No,
Okay.
no, that's exactly right. Yeah.
and I didn't approach them saying, "How about it?" You know, and so yeah, I. But I think there can be links. So you have links to some friends, and I have links to some friends, and if it's appropriate for them, let them know about it, and maybe that's for them too. I just know it's for you and I because I know you so well, and yeah. But I can't imagine any of my children doing this. It's just not in their sort of character, personality.
Yeah. It's exciting area. It really is exciting.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's something that wherever we are in the world, we can do it.
Yep, there's that, and the other piece, I guess, for me is there's also the other side of it where you've got to not be tempted by years of conditioning of to say, okay, now let's write up a plan for this, because there's not a plan around it. The plan the plan is elsewhere. You're just there to execute. So show up and execute.
But you can also research and show up with what you've researched and want to present. Okay? So it's like that's like exciting, because you wouldn't research something that doesn't interest you.
No. It's got a very strong creative element to it, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Absolutely. If they said to me, you've got to train how to play bridge. Okay, decades ago I used to play bridge, really long time ago, and it doesn't particularly interest me now. But if they want me to do it, I would do it. Okay, and maybe again, it's a sort of an input from the universe. You see, saying, "Hey, maybe I start playing cards again."
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah. So it's exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to let's you have something else to chat, but I want to send you that link.
Okay. No, that'd be good.
I'll send it to you on Skype if that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep. And you've got some preparation to do, I'm guessing. So yeah.
I want to go through everything they've sent me.
Yeah.
But more importantly, quite genuinely, I want to send you the link.
Okay.
Nothing please me more if you felt happy about it.
Okay, and I'll send it through and I'll have a look. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. I will send it to you within a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
Cheers.
See you now. Okay.
Yeah,
bye.
bye.